Hi. This is underground review and recap of season 1, episode 2, War Chest. And it begins with a meeting in the wine cellar, and it ends with Noah telling Rosalie, while he looks deep into her eyes, to run with me. So, if you're interested in hearing my recap and review of season 1, episode 2 of WGN's Underground, keep watching. I'm super glad you're here. Okay, so it's a lot. You know, this series there are a lot of layers and there's a lot of stuff going on. So just getting everything organized is a challenge. So I have notes, but they're not organized notes. But I'm gonna get better at doing reviews. I promise you. So in the opening sequence, we see a meeting in the wine cellar with Noah, Zeke, Sam, Moses, and Henry, which is basically the group that has been recruited to participate in this bid for freedom. And they're trying to decipher the map for freedom. Sam wants to know what your plan is, and Noah has a plan. Now, I've seen every episode 12 different times, but since I was taking notes this time, I realized Noah has a plan. The first plan is to get off of the Macon land. Brilliant! Get off the land! Get out! Get away! The second plan is to protect each other as they move north, protect each other. That's why they have a group, and that's why people have been selected for their different skills and what they can contribute to that protectation. And then once we get to freedom, we ain't gonna there ain't gonna be no reason for them to bring us back, i.e. we gonna have papers saying that we free and that can't nobody take us back, as if the papers make you free. But we gotta hold on to something. We gotta have something to hold on to. Cato finds them. He tells Cato finds them in the wine cellar, and I didn't realize that the wine cellar, there's one scene with the wine cellar that I do remember, but now I see that the wine cellar has been a constant place. It's a character on that work camp plantation, the Macon plantation. So Cato finds them and he tells them, you know, they like, oh, we and Noah's like, Cato coming with us. So that helps us to know. Then they have a little flashback of where we ended season 1, episode 1, with them in with Noah and Cato in Tom Macon's office. And Cato is basically blackmailing Noah that if you don't let me be part of the plan, I'm about to tell on you and you're going to get in trouble. And we find that Cato has, in fact, Noah has accepted him. He didn't feel like he had any choice, so Cato is part of the group. Then we get the song opening. This is the first time that we see the song, I've Been Mad. I tried to decipher the artwork with the coffins and the wolves. I love it. But anyway, so then we go into our opening sequence. I learned the song. I don't know if I'm going to learn the song. We run into the young women who work in the house. I haven't seen any men working in the house, but there are a group of about 5-7 women who work in the house, and Rosalie and Ernestine are among them. Rosalie comes upon a group of them giggling. They're excited. They're happy. They're, oh girl, that's cute. They doing that thing. It turns out that there's a plantation party that they're really excited about. There are ribbons for the girls and flowers for the boys, and usually they're color coordinated. So the young woman or the old woman who likes this young man or old man, they kind of try to coordinate their colors, I guess, to say they like each other or whatever. And so, the young women see Rosalie coming in and she's not part of the group. And they're like, oh, she never goes to these dances. I think she thinks she's too good for him. And they leave. And, Rosalie said something, but I couldn't catch what she said to him. But when they leave, she finds a yellow ribbon on the ground and she keeps it. And this yellow ribbon actually goes throughout the season. So that's another theme that kind of goes throughout the season. It's another character for me, the yellow ribbon. I don't know what the yellow ribbon means or what it does, but I followed it through the season and I noticed it. So that's when we first meet the yellow ribbon. We see Tom Macon giving a tour of his land. He's continuing his campaign for Senate. There are 5 white men there that he's talking to. about, you know, what he learned from his wife's father, Susanna's father, about being a good man and being a good Southerner. So that's that. How to get off land, slip away, no fight, Zeke. Oh, there's the group of escapees in the making are trying to figure out how to get off the land. So can you swim? I can't swim. We could just slip away. We could fight. We got Zeke with us. You know, there's a bridge. You know, they're trying to figure out what they're going to do to get off the land. Hawks is meeting with oh, we see Hawks, not Susanna, but John and Elizabeth Hawks have set up a meeting with Mr. Steele from Philadelphia. He's really from Philadelphia, and he's a real person. And while they're waiting in this brothel, they're like, what in the world have we gotten ourselves into? We helping us black people escape, and we in a brothel? Or I don't know what it was, but it looked like a house of ill repute. A box is delivered, and it's a dead woman in the box and a man alive. So it's kind of a reference to Henry Box Brown. And there's additional references. Basically, Steele says later on that, you know, the word has gotten out. Box Brown was talking about how he did that. And so a lot of people have done it. And, you know, the man who has survived, I think he said he was in the box for 2 weeks, but the man who has survived has said that, you know, he thought the box was going to be good, but it just got smaller and smaller, and he could feel her getting sick and her hot breath on him, and he didn't know what to do, and it was just stressful, and it was not fun. So that box is delivered. They end up meeting. Box tells them that the proper language to use for the escaping human Africans is cargo. When they're helping them, that's their code word. Hawks overhears the man who was in the box talking of the woman's death. The slave catchers bust in. Where's the box? We saw the box. We know it was delivered. Hawks stalls, and they bust into William Steele's office, and you know, the man is hiding underneath some floorboards. So we kind of get the establishment at this point of the fact that you know, they had their hideaways. And then they check, well, where are the papers? We want to check the papers. So they check the papers. Although it's kind of confusing to me without a picture. You know, my paper could say anything. How do you, but anyway, I guess they system work however they wanted their system to work. So we see that. There's a loop back to August with his enslaved African, or the enslaved African that he holds captive. Some of his chickens has been stolen. The enslaved African is saying, you know, your son needs you. He's having some issues, you know, spend some more time with him. And August is like, well, how many bank notices did we did while I was gone? 5. You know, the African tells him 5. And August is like, exactly, I ain't got time to spend with the boy, or the boy ain't gonna have a place to live. I got to get out here and, you know, hustle, catch these slaves or whatever. August, all of his eggs have been stolen, and he's tracking. He's looking at the bare feet. He's seeing that it wasn't a wolf or a fox, but that some human got his eggs. And you know, we begin to have him established as a hunter. And later on, there's kind of like a question. Someone says there's a reference to the story of the Moby Dick, and how some people are just obsessed with the hunt. And so we start to get the establishment of this man as possibly someone who's really obsessed with the hunt. But we see some eggs have been stolen on his property, and he's pieced together that it's humans that have taken it, not animals. We get the establishment from Noah talking to Henry of stealing the gun. The plantation dances at Shaw's plantation. That's where all the black folks are, or a lot of black folks are going to socialize. The reason that we find out as the episode goes on that Shaw does these dances is because she's into having sex with black men. So she like to scout out, you know, the men she gonna have sex with, and then she have sex, and she like to have all her people watch while, you know, she having sex. And meanwhile, the, you know, enslaved Africans are having a party outside. But that's why she does it, so she can find her some fresh, you know, meat to deal with. The white men that Tom Macon is talking to, you know, campaigning with, you know, vote for me, select me for Senate. You know, this is my plantation. This is how we do stuff. They run into Bill Meeks, and while he's out working, you know, working meaning, you know, running these black people, making them work, and they're impressed with the amount of productivity that he is able to get from the black folks. And he's invited inside to have brandy with the people after dinner. So he's not invited to dinner, but he is invited in the big house to socialize. But there's a class differential, and we definitely see that. And when they do meet inside the house, the white people, yeah, so the white men are, oh, slavery, or is it slavery? Is it the slaves that make us better than India and somewhere else in the world? Or is it our management skills? They want to believe that, you know, it's because they smarter, that, you know, it's their management, not the slaves. And they ask Bill Meeks, and Bill Meeks, the overseer, is like, well, I ain't gonna work my hands to the bones picking cotton. So basically what he's saying is, if you ain't forcing people to do it at gunpoint for you for free, then your system ain't gonna work. And they're kind of a little bit, you know, they don't necessarily like that response. And Tom Macon makes a joke, ha ha ha, he spends all his time with slaves. So you know what they say, you like the people you spend time with. So that's why, you know, he says such foolishness, but it's not really foolishness. And they don't want to hear, but they don't want to hear that. We encounter a character called Frog Jack, who's a sales, like he has a little mobile store. So he sells, it's like a general store on wheels, and he goes around to the plantations. The young ladies who are going to the plantation dance are getting ribbons. Later on, Noah pretends that he's getting alcohol from him. Bill Meeks has gotten tobacco from him. Did you give me my tobacco? He's, you know, he's getting, he come around, they buy supplies from him. That's Frog Jack. We're back at William Steele. Okay, we talked about that. Mr. Jack selling the bill. Okay, so we talked about that. Okay, that's another page down. Okay, where we at? Where we at? Keep it moving, girl. Keep it moving. Rosalie Ernestine stand by during piano. Oh, we see Rosalie and Ernestine standing by during a piano lesson. Another Life. Oh, and you know, Henry and Tiara are playing on the floor, and the mother, Susanna, is giving a piano lesson to her daughter, and she says that as women we only have our beauty and our talents. Our male attention is fleeting, and as women we only have our beauty and our talents to keep it. So get to playing this piano, because you ain't that cute, girl. So, and she feels that her life is miserable, the little teenage girl that had the party, because even the slaves get to go outside and she has to be here playing piano. And then they leave or whatever. And Rosalie asked Ernestine, you know, Mama, did you ever want another life? You know, she just really starting to, she might be starting to, or it might be intensifying. She just not feeling, you know, good about her situation. It's the baby getting, she's just not happy. And her mother is like, yeah, I do think about another life. I think of all kinds of lives, of picking cotton till my fingers are bloody, of being sold away from y'all, not being able to help y'all, not being able to hold y'all, not being able to see y'all grow up, being sold to a breeding farm where I'm forced to have babies that are taken away from me. I work hard to keep your life as easy as I can. I know it's not, you know, all the greatest, but you know, this is what we got, and I'm working my behind off to try to make it good. So you try to focus on what you need to focus on. Don't be getting distracted by, you know, some other life, because we black people, we slaves, and that's it. We just got to make the best of the situation. We see that Rosalie's bandages are still bloody. It's not really bandages, she just has some stuff wrapped around her arms, but I guess they bandages. We see Noah approach Frog Jack, or Jack, and offer to fix his axle. You know, I've been watching you. That wagon axle is not going to last very long. It's kind of shaky. You know, if you give me a paper and a pen, because part of the plan is to get those freedom papers, those, you know, papers that say that the master is giving you your freedom papers. I don't know. I see that, you know, your axle, but I'll fix your axle in exchange for some paper. And he like, I ain't giving you paper. If I give you paper, I'm gonna get in trouble. You gonna get in trouble. Noah's like, I'll be discreet. Nobody will ever know. You know, he eventually, you know, we come up on the fact that he does talk him into giving him paper in exchange for him fixing his axle, which Noah points out that, you know, hopefully, you know, you'll be able to get it. If I don't fix it, hopefully you'll be able to get it fixed before you, it crashes and you fall off and break your head and die. So go on and let me fix it, you know.